and you just sit there and go,
Yeah, well, not only that, how about the fact that this guy was running this for decades? He was doing this for decades to who knows how many people, and everybody was scared to talk about it because he'd have them killed. Yeah, it's really wild, man. I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial? Oh, yeah.
Joe Rogan recently broke down why so many celebrities suddenly went silent when it came time to testify against Diddy, and his take hit hard. He said it's not fear, it's self-preservation. Too many powerful names are tied into the same circles, and speaking up would mean exposing themselves. And Joe isn't alone in saying this. 50 Cent has been hinting at it for years, making it clear he's one of the few willing to speak while others stay quiet.
To ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that behavior.
If you've been tuned in to the low, steady hum coming out of Hollywood lately, none of this should shock you at all. For months now, there's been quiet but persistent talk moving behind the scenes, whispers that won't go away. People keep hinting at unreleased footage, clips that allegedly exist but haven't seen daylight yet. Nothing confirmed, but the way insiders keep dancing around it has folks paying close attention. These weren't just random party clips floating around. Industry whispers say there are recordings tied to illegal deals, extreme behavior, and moments that could end major careers fast. Big names, real power, all tracing back to one place, Diddy's world. These weren't harmless nights of music and champagne. Lines blurred, boundaries vanished, and cameras were allegedly rolling when people thought they weren't. That's why Joe Rogan's point hits hard. Silence isn't loyalty, it's leverage. And when you line that up with what 50 Cent, Jaguar Wright, and Gene Deal have hinted at for years, the picture gets real ugly fast.
You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is
yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood.
If Diddy really had recordings of powerful people doing things they never want exposed, then testifying wouldn't be brave, it'd be career suicide. That's why the silence suddenly makes sense. One name that keeps coming up is Stevie J. He wasn't just around, he was bad boy DNA. He helped build the era, sat in key rooms, and knew how things moved. When the raids happened, he didn't back away, he doubled down, defended Diddy publicly, and called him family. That loyalty says a lot.
Sat right here and told y'all there was activity on the dark net. Videos were being distributed and were going to be sold for profit because the diddler needs the money. Did I not say that?
Said that.
Right here.
That was it.
That level of loyalty had people side-eyeing immediately. According to claims tied to Lil Rod's lawsuit, Stevie J allegedly wasn't just present, he was involved behind the scenes.
Those people who was caught at Diddy party did not know that he had 250 tape recorders in that house. That's a big house. But he had 250 tape recorders.
Whispers say he helped coordinate escorts and handle logistics while Diddy stayed protected. There are even rumors of leaked clips showing Stevie at the same events now under federal review. Yet Stevie stays loud, confident, and almost too comfortable, which only makes people question what he really knows. That's why people keep asking, is that confidence or is fear hiding behind loyalty?
You're hanging out with Diddy in his mansion in Miami, and Homeland Security rushes in while you're there.
While I'm there, Dolo.
You're there by yourself.
Yeah. With the, he has some employees there. And
yeah.
Stuff. Yeah.
So suddenly there's red dots all over your shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
Another name raising eyebrows is Cuba Gooding Jr. He and Diddy were always seen together, smiling at events, on yachts, and industry trips. But everything changed once Lil Rod's lawsuit dropped.
Hopefully the truth will prevail.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got to just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
You know, I'm never going to stop being there for someone I consider to be a friend to me.
As you should.
I'm not going to turn my back. And it's like, I've been scrutinized just by being a friend. I guess someone never had a true friend before.
Cuba's name wasn't just whispered anymore, it appeared in legal filings. The complaint alleges Diddy introduced Rod to Cuba during a yacht trip, followed by behavior Rod says crossed boundaries. Cuba has denied everything, saying the allegations blindsided him completely.
You fully escape it though, like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is
him,
the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my work.
The public didn't react with sympathy, they reacted with suspicion, especially when Cuba publicly sent prayers and support to Diddy right before sentencing. While others were quietly distancing themselves, Cuba leaned in, and that timing didn't feel accidental to a lot of people.
Moved to New York City, and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
I was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Did you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Then there's Usher, and his story hits even harder. Usher actually lived with Diddy as a teenager. That part's documented. For years, he's spoken very carefully about that time, saying what he witnessed was curious, and that choice of words keeps people uneasy.
Check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. I have been given custody of him. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
I'm going crazy.
But the story didn't stop there, and this is where people really leaned in. Usher once hinted that whatever he experienced during that time was serious enough that he would never allow his own children to go through anything similar. That statement spoke louder than details ever could. He didn't explain, he didn't elaborate, but that boundary said everything. When someone refuses to repeat an experience for their kids, it usually means it left a mark. And that's why people believe there's still a lot he hasn't said out loud.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second.
Back then, those comments sounded vague and easy to dismiss. Now they hit more like regret. Once you line them up with other allegations, the patterns start standing out. And when Justin Bieber enters the picture, it gets even harder to ignore. Justin was only 13 when he first entered Diddy's orbit. Old footage shows Diddy joking about having 48 hours with him and saying what they did couldn't be discussed. That clip alone makes people deeply uncomfortable today.
Justin Bieber unfollowed his former manager, Scooter Braun, on Instagram, which sounds really minor.
It sounds sort of very high school.
But it is a big deal, especially for celebrities. And then the really surprising thing is after Justin did that, Scooter deactivated his entire Instagram account.
Back then, people brushed those comments off as awkward industry jokes and moved on. Today, that same clip feels chilling when you look at what came later. Justin's public struggles, battles with addiction, long periods of isolation, and his quiet decision to distance himself from people tied to his early career all hit differently now. Add in his emotional interviews where he talks about betrayal and trust issues, and suddenly that old footage doesn't feel harmless at all. It feels like a warning nobody took seriously at the time.
I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. Wish that upon anybody. Yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call.
Even Justin's more recent efforts to protect younger artists like Billie Eilish start to look very different when you view them through this lens. What once seemed like random kindness or Big Brother energy now feels intentional. People see it as someone trying to stop others from being exposed to the same industry pressures he faced early on. When you connect that with his past experiences, the caution makes sense. It doesn't feel performative, it feels personal, like hard-earned awareness turning into protection. And this isn't just internet chatter anymore. Public figures like Candace Owens have openly questioned what really went on behind closed doors during Justin's early years in the industry. She suggested that his clean-cut, squeaky image may have been covering up something much darker that the public never saw. When voices with platforms start asking those questions out loud, it pushes the conversation beyond rumors and into territory people can't ignore anymore. Jaguar Wright has taken it even further and made some of the most serious claims yet. She's publicly accused Usher of knowing exactly what was happening behind the scenes and choosing to stay silent anyway. According to her, that silence wasn't confusion, it was awareness. She's framed it as people protecting themselves and their careers instead of speaking up. Whether proven or not, those accusations added another heavy layer to an already disturbing conversation.
Someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the devil.
So when the Diddy trial surfaced and both Usher and Justin stayed completely quiet, a lot of people felt that silence spoke volumes and made folks believe something uncomfortable really did happen behind the scenes.
Trying to him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Now, another name circling is Braxton Gray Empire. Fans remember his breakout moment, but his fall was sudden and chaotic. Arrests, mental health struggles, and a career collapse followed fast. According to claims from Terrence Howard and Jaguar Wright, he was allegedly pulled into powerful circles he wasn't prepared for, circles involving Diddy, Will Smith, and other heavy hitters.
The paper does manage to make it clear that you were not aware of Epstein activities. Did you know who he was?
Yes, I knew him. I was introduced to him on my 31st birthday by my ex-boyfriend, Flavio. He was always front and center at Victoria's Secret shows.
Did you suspect what he was doing?
No. And what he's done is indefensible. And when I heard of what he'd done, it sickened me to my stomach, just like everybody else.
Ryer himself has claimed he was sabotaged and psychologically harmed by industry players, saying he was used up and discarded once he stopped being profitable. Now, Naomi Campbell's name keeps resurfacing whenever Diddy and Epstein are mentioned together. Private islands, elite guest lists, NDAs, and familiar rumors keep circling. Some allege she helped make introductions under the guise of modeling opportunities, while Naomi has firmly denied any wrongdoing and said she had no knowledge of Epstein's crimes. But fans aren't buying her denial at all. Online, people keep pointing to Naomi's body language, her careful deflections, and how she's managed to survive scandal after scandal without real consequences. One user said her body language says everything, while another claims she's far from innocent. When you add rumors that she and Diddy dated in the early 2000s, plus footage of him flying to London just to surprise her during a major milestone, the connection starts feeling way deeper than a casual friendship. Then there's Jay-Z, and this is where things get really interesting.
Something. When you have a peanut butter jelly sandwich, if it's just peanut butter, it's just peanut butter. If it's just jelly, it's jelly. When you put it together, it becomes a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and the taste is undeniable.
You saying Diddy and Jay-Z is peanut butter jelly?
Peanut butter and jelly.
For years, Jay and Diddy moved like twin moguls, same elite parties, same inner circles, same level of power and influence. Jaguar Wright has said they were inseparable, like peanut butter and jelly, always together behind the scenes. But once serious legal heat started circling Diddy, that closeness seemed to disappear fast. The sudden distance raised eyebrows and made people question how deep that connection really went.
What's up? Yeah, y'all already know
Let's real life.
Real life.
Yeah, no Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you
Talk
heard?
that Meek, yeah, Meek.
That's when Jay-Z went completely quiet and created distance fast. After narrowly dodging major legal trouble before, people are watching closely now, because if Diddy ever starts talking, many believe Jay's name won't stay out of the conversation forever. And then there's Meek Mill. The rumors around him have been non-stop, with claims he was once one of Diddy's favorites. Meek has denied it loudly, even jumping online to shut down any Diddy-related narratives, but the speculation hasn't slowed down at all. But the chatter never really died down. At one point, Lil Rod made a vague reference to a Philly rapper who once dated Nicki Minaj, and people didn't need a clue to start speculating. Meek's response online made things louder. He went on emotional rants about being a real king from the trenches, blamed bots and fake accounts for pushing narratives, and even fired shots at commentators who discussed it. Instead of shutting things down, his reactions made the spotlight burn even brighter.
We got a lawsuit, so the Lil Rod lawsuit we got.
Yeah, I read through the whole thing.
And it didn't mention Meek by name, but there was a footnote.
A Philly rapper who used to date Nicki Minaj.
It was like a Jeopardy question.
Duh, who is that? There could only be one person on the planet. Unless there's a Philly rapper that also dated Nicki that no one knows about, it's obviously Meek Mill.
He says, I'm gonna kill you academics, and what I'm gonna do is, he says, first things first, he says, someone send me academics address.
Right, he said, I'll die to shut you down.
Yeah, then he says, I'm going to die to do it.
But the internet wasn't buying it at all. People said Meek's tone didn't sound confident. It sounded like straight damage control. Then out of nowhere, old clips started resurfacing fast. Videos showed Meek laid back poolside with Diddy, looking way too comfortable for someone claiming there was never anything there. That relaxed energy made folks side-eye hard. Social media started saying if there was truly nothing to hide, those clips wouldn't hit this different now.
Hey, what's up, King Son? Man, you doing it, man. You deserve it, Daddy. You putting in that work. Proud of you. I love you. Yeah.
Then things got even messier when alleged audio clips started circulating online, with people claiming they suggested an unusually close or intimate tone between Meek and Diddy. Nothing has been verified and no proof has been confirmed, but the way those clips were discussed online added fuel to an already loud conversation. Fans began debating context, intent, and timing, while others warned against jumping to conclusions. Still, once those rumors hit the timeline, the speculation exploded and refused to slow down. What if that recording is actually real? Suddenly, everything starts lining up. The silence, the panic, the tension. Just like Joe Rogan said, people aren't quiet because they support Diddy, they're quiet because speaking would destroy them. That's the part that has everyone uneasy. So now the real question is this: who's staying silent to protect themselves, and who's next to be exposed? Are these celebrities victims, accomplices, or a mix of both? And if Diddy ever talks, whose legacy falls first? Drop your thoughts in the comments and stay tuned, because this story only gets crazier.